couple of issues here, as you can tell. Working through it. Working through it. We're walking. We're walking. Ah. Sorry that took so long. I was having some issues. Yeah, it's time to swim into the depths. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Subnautica. As a fresh reminder, I have a lot of people to thank for this. So, let's say shoutouts and thank you to Zara, Ciela, Thy End of the Line, So Dead Inside, Walker, Little One, Croatia, Camper Darby, Mr. Red, Regibrock, SJNM, Maze, Goofy Movie, Ginger Overseer, Chaotic Danny, Bloop Master, One Winged Angel, Canada Bangs, Internal System Error, Super Banjo, Darth Trinius, Peznator, Jesse's Mask, and the person who put this game on the books, Kira White Noise. Thank you, all of you, as always. So, let's start. Now that I've said thank you, now that I've said what the game is, let's make this very clear. Anybody watching live, anybody watching on the VODs, if water stuff bothers you, do not watch this stream. If water stuff gets to you, this is probably going to get to you. It will get to me. It already has gotten to me. And I've played this more than once. But we're just gonna live with that. We're just gonna be okay. We're not gonna be terrified. Yeah, if you have thalassophobia, nope. There is a little bit of visual sensitivity warning here and there. So, a little bit of warning on that one. Be warned, there be dragons here. Do I mean thalassophobia, Narset? If that's a problem, then that's a problem. What's thalassophobia? Hang on. Let me make this real clear. Because there's two layers to this. There's two layers of horror to this game. This is actually a very horrifying game. In 3 layers, but we're not going to discuss layer 3 yet. Technically 4 layers. We're not going to discuss layer 4 either. That's a super spoiler. But we're going to discuss the 2 layers, okay? Because I've still got the save from when we streamed this last, which is this save I'm firing up right now. So we're going to...
Systems are go.
Here we go, here we go.
Off.
I've actually already seen it, Scion. I'll give you my first knee-jerk reaction, though, which was, what the hell is wrong with these stupid dwarves? Dwarves are always the cause of issues. All right, so, hang on. This isn't really indicative. We gotta do this first. All right, so, if this bothers you, like it bothers me, because this bugs the crap out of me, then this might be a game to skip. But it's okay, because this is a surprisingly small amount of the gameplay, is being able to look out at the infinite ocean in all directions, not knowing what's under your feet. It's okay. It's okay. That's a minor part of the thing. The other, well, the other's a little bit easier to explain. Let me go get in my giant... The Shinizaga. We called that the Shinizaga. Hang on, I gotta remember how to get in. Okay, I remember how to do this. I remember how to do this. Up here, maybe? Yeah, here we go. Let me just get on here. Oh, it terrifies the crap out of me. I'm not actually joking. If you've seen... Hey, let me play with the fish through the wall accidentally. If you've seen the original stream, I had a really hard time... Oh my god. There we go. A really hard time starting this game because just... Ignore that. Because it was so bothersome seeing the infinite nothing in all directions. Alright, so now we need to go here, I believe? Yep. And here we go. Alright, so there's one other thing that might terrify you. And that's this. I'm just going to stop here because this really gets it across perfectly. If this scares you, not the fish, If this scares you, this is probably a game to skip. If looking down and barely being able to see the ocean floor down there bothers you. There's also a night cycle. We're in a peaceful, like, safe area right now. I actually have some memories of where we're at in this game. So if we go... where we're at. Yeah, if we go over this way, there's some much less pleasant things in this game. This is fine. Actually, ironically, this is a very dangerous area to be in. We might actually die if we keep going out here. Yeah, if you see some distant thing and that bothers you... Why are you still following me? Anyways, so before we go off... where are we at? Where are we at? There we go, this way, this way. Like I said, if you have thalassophobia, do not watch this stream. Like, I'm gonna be honest, this game bothers the crap out of me, and I'm gonna be trying to deal with that as best as I can as we go forward. Oh, yeah. Skipping on the water. It's like the old days. Hey, what's that? Oh. But I didn't just pull up the old save for no reason. There's actually a specific thing I wanted to do, and that's to get away from these fish! Oh god, they're coming after me! They're coming right for me. Actually, so I already showed this off, but I want to show off something else, okay? Now, this is a spoiler, okay? So, slight spoilers. I want to show it off, because this is the only time I can really show it off, okay? So, spoiler, 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 spoiler warning. Okay, so, there are islands. There are 2 islands in this game, okay? One of them is right there. Nope, there. There it is.
Calorie intake.
Shut up. And the other island is right there. Now, if you're looking very carefully, you could probably see that island. But you could see how, in general, you cannot see that island. It's obfuscated by a visual effect so that the player doesn't know that's a landmass. Because, obviously, in a game like this, you'd be able to see a landmass, you know, even at this distance, right? Yeah, it's that smoke-looking thing. I've got a beacon there to track it, but that's where it is. Here's the thing. This is kind of cool. This isn't me making fun in any way, shape, or form. This is just neat how they did this, because even getting a few feet out of the water, you can see how the effect starts to break down, because the effect is designed to be viewed through the water or just above the water. You see that? Now, hang on, check this out. This is actually even better. Up, please. It's just like in real life. Come on, come on. Just watch it, though. You'll see it, like, you can see how it becomes more and more obvious that there's this giant smokestack right there, obfuscating the island, when we get further above the water. I just think that's kind of neat how they used an effect which is... It's really low intensity on the game, because they don't need anything better. Because there's no way you're... Like, the only time you're going to be this high up to look at that is right here. When you're actually leaving the game, at the end of the game. Cheap and dirty, but it works quite well. It's also over here, you'll notice the other island is a lot more visible when you're this high up, too, for the same reason. The water texture is really obvious up here, which also makes sense, because you're supposed to spend your time underwater, not over water. But either way, so we are going to do something really quick here. Super quick, super quick. So the plot of this game... the statement I'm about to say is partially a lie. The plot of this game is to escape the planet. Factorio, right? Alright, so we're gonna put the stasis rifle, an ion cube, and a coffee in. Cool, let's do it. It is your primary directive to swim closer to that beautiful creature. Swim closer. Swim closer. It looks so friendly. Do not resist. Don't struggle, go. Okay, yep. I accept all of that. Status ready. We're good. Perfect. Oops.
Time capsule ready.
So let's go ahead and launch. The only reason I'm doing this is to launch that time capsule, because I'm kind of hoping we'll find our own time capsule. And no, I have not played the sequel. So anyways, we beat the game! Alright. So, honestly, I mean, with the graphics bug and the texture bug, I'm thinking negatives to gameplay.
7, 6,
And,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
yeah, kind of a boring game, honestly. You start on a rocket, and you just hit go.
Time capsule jettisoned.
And there's the time capsule. Is it cool enough yet? Not quite. Alright, so next we're playing Subnautica Below Zero. Man, these are going... we're just knocking these out, aren't I?
Caution. Approaching orbital debris field.
We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Debris field clear.
Yep, world record. We did it.
Performing gravity turn maneuver.
There's the crater.
Confirm destination coordinates.
Blah, blah, blah. Let's go.
Nearest
It has a very pretty tag. I don't remember which tea I got. I think this is the roasted dandelion spiced.
engaging ion boosters. 2, 1.
Look, it just works, Von Falkenstein. Almost. Well, while this is playing, thank you, Judo Joker. This is actually No Man's Sky. I don't know what KSP is, though. Thank you for the sub. If you want to put that towards something, please let me know.
What is a wave without
Can I skip any of this?
a beginning, without an end? They are different, but they go together.
You've seen the tag before, sorry.
Stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
Ah, Kerbal Space Program. Gotcha. Alright, can we go? Are we done? Alright, game concluded. Now. For real. So, starting options. Actually, hang on, let me show off a couple things here. General options are okay. We've got a couple of things. It's in some... I don't mean to sound negative. Quite the contrary. Most of these options are kind of awesome. Oh yeah, there's definitely a story here. The story is to escape the planet. What I love most is they've actually cut an option for run in the background, which more games need to have. Turning off the bloom, obviously. Turning off the depth of field, obviously. Turning off motion blur. Awesome. Everything's cool there. Accessibility. I'm going to leave lightning flashes on. If that bothers anybody, we can turn it off. You can also make it so it pauses when you pull up the PDA. We're not doing that, of course. This game also has quite a few mods. We actually played mods the last time we played this. Oh, yeah. We also want to cap the frame rate at 60, because that might help. If we can get to... If we can get to... We can do it! We can do it! Oh, God! We can't do it. Ah, there! Okay! Yes! Victory. Okay. Everything's cool. Alright. Oh, I would love to play this multiplayer. I would play the crap out of this with PAX. I mentioned I've played this with my niece. What it is, you know, she's on the controller sitting there playing, I'm sitting right next to her playing. You know what that's like, right? You've played games with a friend where one person's sitting there and the other person's on the controller, and you're both just kind of experiencing the game together, and it's like, oh, go over there, see what that is, see what that is. You get that. She has not gotten that far into it. She just found the first island. But so all that's set. Play new game. So, options. Survival. Crash land on a dangerous alien planet, scavenge resources, and manage hunger and thirst to survive. Freedom. It's like survival, but without hunger or thirst. Hardcore. Survival mode, one life. So in other words, if you die, you have to reload to your save or whatever. And you get no O2 alerts. Or creative. Oxygen, food, pressure, and death are all disabled. Not exactly some bad options. We're going to go survival, of course. Because, you know, duh. Now I can skip the cutscene.
Launch in 3, 2.
Freedom. She chose freedom, Narset. Now that's terrifying, having a tiny porthole to see what's going on. That's also terrifying. You're stuck in a small craft while something is loose in the craft. That should have probably killed us if we're being honest with ourselves. And that's the intro. That's a lie. That's the opening. Yeah, you saw the crack on the window, so let's grab that. This is some interesting immediate tutorialization. This is actually surprisingly easy to survive. Like, it's not as dangerous as it seems, which is in many ways the hallmark of a good tutorial.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
Okay, so... right. So before we move any further, we already have to give positives. I was actually accused semi-recently, this was last week, that I only ever give negative reviews to games. I think those people don't watch my streams. I don't know, it's just something I get a vibe of. Anyways, so that opening, we're not actually out of the intro yet. We'll talk about that a little bit. But that opening is very powerful and useful on both a story axis and a gameplay axis. It gets across everything you need to know like that. All right, rushing to the escape pod, getting into the escape pod, oh gosh, and now we're on an alien world. Boom. Okay, got it. No, this is not a horror game. This is a survival game, but it's a lot more horrifying than most horror games. And I'll talk about that distinction in a bit. Either way, so it's like, okay, well, this sucks. All right, cool. And then gameplay-wise, we learn immediately how to loot things, use things, pull up the menu, and all of that is tutorialized within the space of about a minute. And all of it is very natural. Did you notice when we stumbled out, when we finished that get out, the camera was naturally pointing right at the fire extinguisher. And to the point where we could even see the tooltip, the mouse over, saying, hey, you can pull up the thing, and it even says left click to do it. It's like, aha, whew, got it. And then, you know, right click to use the thing, and all right, so we've got all of the basics of how to function in this game tutorialized inside of 60 seconds. It's simple, but as I've talked about literally today and also yesterday, simple things are still easy to screw up. So, pluses. Yeah, no 3-hour tutorial, which doesn't even describe everything I need to know. Oh. Yeah, there's an... by the way, sorry, thank you for pointing that out. I didn't even see that, Uthor. There's an unstuck option, which may sound crude or amateur, but no, more games need that. It is easier than you'd think in a 3-dimensional game to get stuck. This is a godsend in many, many games. All right, so we can go ahead, exit. There's a creature there, freaks me out, no problem. Now, as I've said, I've played this game before, so I know what I'm doing. This is a familiar review, as I like to clarify.
Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Oh wow, I never caught that before. Check it out, it's floaters keeping a rock in the air in the ocean. I never caught that before. Anyways, so yeah, there's break limestone, but we're gonna ignore that for a second. So I've got so much to talk about so quickly. So first of all, there's the ship. Now, this is weirdly, it's true, Dr. Winter. Watching otters hold hands is super easy, barely an inconvenience. That right there is better design than it looks like. Because what it means is no matter where you're... Hey, there's that island. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you can always see that. That is landmark design. We talk about this several times. That we actually do eventually get a compass, but even without a compass, having something where you could just pop up, in fact, you can see it under the water in some cases too. It depends because there's some different visual effects. So we can't see it from here, but we just poke our head over the water. We now have the ability to always center ourselves based on that. Now, I happen to have a bit of a mental map of this, of where we're at because I played this game before, but even if you've never played the game before, you can always see where the Aurora is. Landmark design. This is something, it's surprising how many games do not understand how to do landmark design. Now, to compare this to another survival game I played recently, Grounded actually does fantastic landmark design. Grounded actually does not have a compass. It never has a compass, but you don't need one. A compass is completely unnecessary in Grounded because you can always tell where you are unless you're underground. Because you just look around and it's like, okay, so there's the house, which is south, as it happens. There's the shed, there's the tree. You get it. Grounded is a very well-designed game. Like I said, I think Grounded is going to kick the crap out of this game in final score. Doesn't mean this is a bad game, I'm just saying. Anyways, next thing I want to talk about is the map. So Roxy just said, is the map not randomly generated? I've heard some people say that this game should have a randomly generated map. Allow me to quietly disagree with that. I get the benefit and point of having a randomly generated map. I get the point of the additional play value that would get out of that. But one thing I've noticed many times over many years is that when you have handcrafted design, you can do more with it. You can design more when you know what you're going to design, right? So the fact that the terrain is the simplest way to put it. The terrain of this map is always going to be the same. Like I'm not going to do it, but like over there is the shoals. If I go up that way, I'll hit the mushroom place. If I go that way, I'll hit the desert. Over there is the volcano, the islands over there, etc., etc. It's always going to be the same map. That makes sense because it allows them to do more. It allows them to have things like flow, which I'm very big on in game design. It allows them to do more to actually specifically design each specific area to have its own unique visuals, challenges, and to be part of progression. Now, this is the last thing I want to talk about really quick here, and then I swear I'll shut up for 5 seconds. Okay, back to talking. The thing I love most about this kind of manually crafted thing is it allows you to have progression. So I never realized I enjoy survival games until I started playing some that have progression mechanics. Now that may sound like a strange statement, but what I mean by that is a lot of survival games, especially predating Subnautica, which at this point is kind of an old game, it's just, all right, you're on a random world, survive, no campaign, no plot, no way to develop or move forward, no goalpost. You're just surviving. And that never hooked me. It never got me. I was just like, oh, okay. But then I played Subnautica, and after Subnautica, I started to find more games like this. Yeah, no other players ruling your fun, where there's an actual goal, an arc, a campaign, whatever you want to actually call it. I call it progression. Because it doesn't have to be narrative focused, but it helps if it's narrative focused. Wild 8, for example, is a good example of a survival game, which has a very light story, but it does have a story. It definitely has a campaign, and it absolutely has progression. So, yeah, it's still very much a survival game. It's still about surviving with a few building things on the side, just like Grounded. But it has story beats. It has specific things. The biggest reason, tying this all in, you're probably wondering why I'm paused here instead of letting the game play so you can see it in motion. It's because there's a timer, and I kind of want to do stuff before time happens, and I kind of want to show off certain things too. So I have it paused so that the timer doesn't progress because there are events that will happen in this game, and that's awesome. So hang on. So a lot of things to jot down here. So map, manually crafted map. Progression. A little bit Primark, a little bit, because again, played it before. Also hunger and thirst, very important. I'd be starving. I don't have tea in game. I can get coffee, but not tea. It's been asked before, but to reiterate it, I have not played the sequel. So we see a lot of good stuff immediately. Let's also talk about how amazing this intro is. You start off in the safest part of the entire game. And there's lots of fish nearby which can provide food and oxygen. Look at that. Look at how many of these fish are here. And all of these, you can just walk up and fail because you suck. Hang on. You can just walk up. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. I got some food. Boom. And of course, it's nice. So there's... I'm trying to think how to explain this. Evo could probably do a better job of explaining the specifics here, but there's some color design going on here. This is designed to look safe. It looks like a beach. Look at it. Nothing really terrifying looking, no big, stark, dark corners. All of the shadows are nice and open, so even the places that are shaded, like over here, aren't completely dark. It's bright because it's so close to the surface, because it's so shallow, lots of light. It's designed to be comforting and peaceful and to get across that vibe that this is the safe zone, which is hysterical, because for those of you who watched my first stream of this game, I was terrified. Now, I was terrified mostly because of this. This freaked me out hardcore. But if you remember, when I went down, it was nighttime. So I went from this to this at night. Whoops. Anyway, so yeah, let's grab a few pieces of gear.
Is an essential component of all
Like
powered
resources.
equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
Sweet! Thanks. Oh yeah, color design is a very important thing. It's why I try to talk about it every now and again. Yeah, it looks like a pretty safe place. As someone mentioned earlier, it's like scuba diving. Speaking of someone who has gone scuba diving, I absolutely agree with that.
Oxygen.
So, very good visual design. Like, this intro area is very well designed. But there's two other things that you'll notice right off the bat. First, we only get, I think it's 40 seconds, I want to say, of oxygen at the start. So we kind of have a naturally built-in progression mechanic before we've done anything. That is, improve our freaking oxygen tank. Now, I'm just going to spoil this for you. It's one of the first upgrades we get. But it does mean that we're kind of naturally restricted from doing too much early on. Even if I decided to go, further out, I would have to be very... Like, if I wanted to go over there, that is probably too deep for me. Again, to speak of the game I was playing with my niece, the match, the late save, whatever. With my niece, there were several times... Oh, wow, right here, too. There were several times when we were having issues because she kept wanting to go and explore and kept running into the oxygen limit. And it was fascinating seeing that in action and just seeing how limiting that initial tank is. Which is good. Because it's kind of like the Breath of the Wild thing. If I might be so bold for 1 second, one of the things I prefer is when a game naturally, by the nature of how the game's constructed, limits you, rather than having an NPC blocking a path, or a gate you can't get by, or a door you need a key for, or like you try to select warp to this specific system, or you try to click on an area and travel to there in your airship or whatever, and it just says no, where the game flat out prevents you, a hard line saying, no, you can't do this. This is a much more organic way to restrict, because restrictions are important in game design. And naturally, organically restricting you here works brilliantly, because we're going to kind of naturally be encouraged to progress through our various tech trees in order to gain access to more areas, and we will, spoilers, need basically all of that in order to be able to access the full game and get to endgame. So we've already got some wonderful, wonderful stuff here. Gosh, 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 gosh. There's issues with this game, too. So this is a good thing to talk about, a form of randomization that I don't know the name of. It's random within a pool. Someone who's into game development, no, tell me what I'm talking about. Tell me the term. Pseudo-random. Well, that's a terrible term. So we're gonna throw that out the window. The idea here, yeah, to put it in very, 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 very simple terms, a D20, right? If you roll a D20, it's never going to get a 35. It's never going to get a -5. It's never going to get 100. You have a range. So a lot of games that are primarily manual tend to have ranged randomness. In games like this, it tends to be these areas will spawn these things. You're not sure where. You're not sure exactly where that's going to be or how many of it you're going to find or whatever. But this zone spawns these things, and you've got your pool of things in order to pull from in order to spawn there. That's what people were talking about earlier about, there's a pseudo-random element to this game. So I'm not 100% sure how our progression will go because, duh. Either way, I don't know what that's called. Ooh, a sea glide fragment right here, too. That's also nice. You never get gated from things, no. Technically. There's one event that you can skip. It takes a huge amount of effort. Like, it's essentially a challenge run to skip that event. I will not be skipping that event because I want you all to see it. But, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, sulfur is something we're going to want, and titanium and copper are our big initial resources. That's what we want initially. So, let me go ahead and mention... Yeah, I'm literally already late for doing that if I was going to go for that. Does this game support VR? I have no idea. Yeah, the UI is much better designed than the UI in the previous game we're playing. Now, I know that a dumb, blind, and deaf monkey could design a better UI than the previous game's UI, but I stand by the statement. Grab some titanium while we're here, just kind of exploring a little bit. Just a little, not roaming too far. Trying to keep centered a little bit. Yes, Primarch. Go and grab this. I don't remember if there's music in this, so we might end up breaking out the Morrowind. Or the horror stuff. So someone earlier mentioned the difference between horror and terror. Let's talk about that briefly. Horror games, movies, books, shows are horror. Like, it's a specific genre. It's not that they're horrifying. There's types and concepts and patterns that go into that genre. Those are horror games. I think I've only played like 3 horror games ever on this show. By contrast, I've played a lot of games with horrifying elements. Games that happen to be horrifying unintentionally. Games like Half-Life, Assassin's Creed, Metroid, and of course, Subnautica. So, terror is something that I've started to see more and more people use to describe that. Yeah, Resident Evil. Terror is something I've heard more people use to describe that kind of thing, to keep it distinct. Because horror is a genre. So, having that kind of a different thing, I think I might adopt that myself and try to be consistent with it. Excuse me. It's actually doubly funny. Oh, Homeworld. There's another example. Homeworld is not a horror game, but it is terrifying as crap. Like, holy crap.
Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Okay, fine. Anyway, so somebody asked, I think it was Gamma earlier, is there a sunset? Yeah, we'll see this in a second. So, does this game need a remake? Actually, as weird as it may sound, no. I don't think this really should qualify as for remake status. I mean, if they made a remake of it, that'd be cool and all, but ultimately, I don't think it really needs one. Having said that, we'll see if I still have that opinion at the end of this. Now, a Subnautica 3, that's something that I would be very excited about. Oh yeah, ignore how extraordinarily fast stuff moves. That's visuals. We're just gonna leave that. So about that being afraid of the ocean thing. So, this is... I'm trying to make fun of myself. This is still getting to me a little bit, not gonna lie to you. Yeah. Yeah. It's very pretty, actually. There's a lot of bioluminescence they use. Which is a good time as any to mention that the lighting in this game is actually excellent. You notice how I can still kind of see where I'm going and still get a vibe for the layout, despite the fact that it's really, really dark. Now, not every place will be like this, but the game will go out of its way to make areas where you should be able to see, you're able to see. It is quite rare that you will not be able to see simply because you don't have proper lighting. I don't know if they use dynamic lighting. In fact, I have no idea what lighting they use.
Oxygen.
I know they use oxygen. That's about all I got. Now, there is actually... I kind of wanted one more thing before I go start crafting. Because I need to eat soon, too. But I don't remember where it is, so I'm trying to center myself a little bit here. The game... So, another benefit of the manually crafted terrain. I know that doesn't really matter for what I'm about to say. But it is a benefit. Yeah, those things scared the crap out of her. Being able to have a good memory and try to spot places based on how they look is helpful for something like this. Being able to navigate in simplicity. Now, I tend to get turned around in situations like this, especially if I'm looking for 3 or 4 things at once. Yep, nope, there's the beacon again, so I know exactly where I am. This is also extremely dark in an OLED, by the way, which is, of course, what I'm playing on. What do we got here? Another Sea Glide fragment. Interesting. This is interesting on an OLED, tell you what. I should turn off the lights, just so I can bathe in the darkness. Yeah, I didn't actually want an OLED. It's just this is the only large screen, low frame rate, good quality monitor I could find, and it just happened to be an OLED. I kind of wish it wasn't. Better grab another one. Oh, we're going to miss grabbing another one. But yeah, as I mentioned in the announcement video, my niece, like hearing those things, and they just, oh god, she freaked out so hard. Rushed right back to her thing. It's like, where's the bed? Because she plays a lot of Minecraft. So she's looking for the bed so she could turn it daytime. And I'm like, kiddo? There's no bed. It's just night forever. She's like, okay, well, I'll just wait here until morning.
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core, sustained during planet fall.
Great! That's a good sign.
Calorie intake recommended.
Yeah, I'll eat in a second. I haven't actually found what I'm going for. That's a shame. I'll have to roam a little bit more in a minute. But let's go ahead and head back for now. I'm sorry, Judo. I also don't know how to cheat on a Switch. Okay, so we've got some problems. Yep. Lots of things are offline. Everything's offline. Solar power's offline. Cool. Okay, well let's grab a first aid kit. Let's use a first aid kit. There we go. Let's see. Let's eat the peeper.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Raw fish. Delicious. Okay. Let's go over to the fabricator, the only device working in here. Alright, so let's make some titanium first and foremost. I don't think salmonella exists on this planet, so I think we're good. Yes, this is definitely a sushi game. Yes, I'd like Primarch to be immediately executed for terrible puns, please. Thank you. Okay, so we got that going. Let's see, we can get a battery going. 1 battery. Excuse me. Like I said, still coughing. We could have cooked the fish. That would be crazy. I forgot we could even do that. Let's go ahead and... where is... She also built a lot of waterproof lockers, like, immediately. My first thing, I want some chests, and I'm like, kiddo, no, wait, that's okay. Where's what I'm looking for? Ah, here we go. So I'm gonna want... okay. Well, let's get the knife first. So I need rubber for the knife. Let's go ahead and turn that into a battery. It's the whole reason I picked that up.
New blueprint acquired.
And we can go and filter water through the bladderfish, which we're going to do. And we're going to drink that. Yeah, there we go. It's a good time to mention, the game starts you with a bank. It even puts some stuff in the bank. What does it put in the bank? Flares, light, water, water, food, food. All of this immediate. I'm just going to keep praising this game the more it keeps doing good game design. So let's go ahead and put these things in here. Now the interface, I mean, it's not the greatest. So we go to your blueprints. Here's the voice log. So we do have a log, so we can do things like, say, this.
The Aurora suffered.
There you go. See your own book. Big food. Yeah, as soon as we see that thing that Huthor just mentioned, infinite negatives. If you're reading this, here's the tutorial for people who want to do some more basic stuff. Warning, blueprint debate corrupted. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, this is all just kind of, you've never played this game before. Here's some things on what these are. Cool. I like it. Beacon manager, that'll be important later. Although, speaking of which, let's go ahead and make this yellow for now. Alright. The radio's damaged. That's a shame. I mean, not that I would need the radio anyways. That's ridiculous. Alright, so. Let's go see. Oh, it's daytime. Thank God. Whew. Delicious. Alright, so now we want to go over here. I know this, because of course I do, but you'll notice that, we're going to grab that first. You'll notice that it is visible even from the shallows, which is where we are, the safe spot. There's a few places where the seaweed forest deliberately peeks into the shallows. Why? Because that's the second place you're supposed to go. It also contains some of the resources you need to start progressing. I'm not freaked out, you're freaked out. I've played this game before. I'm not afraid. I'm also trying to grab metal pretty much every time I see it. Not only will titanium obviously be something I need plenty of, but there's another weirder reason to need to prioritize metal early on. So as the game progresses, there's these dogs. I don't actually know what they're called, it doesn't even matter. They're dogs. And what they do is they roam around and they grab metal and they drag it back to a specific spot. Now, some people prefer to let them grab the metal and correlate into all one spot. I prefer to get the metal before they take it, because I have no idea where they're going to take it to. Hey, sounds lead. That's a good one.
Silver-based
and silver. Nice.
Are an essential component of many habitat modules.
Grab some things for batteries. There we go. So dogs can be useful, but I find them more irritating. So I try to grab metal before they take it, because they will just slowly, bit by bit, take all the metal. Yeah, those are the dogs right there. Another beacon. Let's go grab some food while we're here. We're having some food issues. Come here. Come here. I want to eat you. Which is funny, because I can't really eat fish in real life.
Oxygen.
See you around, J. Palmer. So I was heading towards the spaghetti over here for a reason. Just grabbing metal as I go. There's several metal over here. I ain't bugging you. I ain't bugging you. Yeah, see, there's one literally grabbing some metal right there. Did you see that? I'm gonna leave him alone. And grab some creepvine clusters, because that's what I really want right there. Okay. Inventory's full. Let's get out of here.
Oxygen.
So, I mentioned my niece.
This planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
Well, right now we don't have an oxygen tank at all, so that 45 seconds, that is literally us just holding our breath. Augmented Evo. Anyways, so she was freaking out over the dogs, and I was like, don't worry, don't worry. If you don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. And she's like, oh, okay. By the way, you can actually set this to go, and then walk away and do some inventory management while you're doing it. I only know that is a thing, as a feature, because I've seen speedruns of this game, which are fascinating to watch, by the way. Right, so let's make some rubber. Here. So let's get an oxygen tank. We need more than 45 seconds. You'll notice that was really easy to get. One of the first things we can unlock. I used to be able to hold my breath for 3 minutes, Triaxia, but that was after long amount of effort to do it. We're also going to get the fins right off the bat. Increase swim speed. Notice we're like 10, 15 minutes into this.
From available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
But we can see the next upgrade. High capacity tank, and we see what it requires. Glass, titanium, silver. Now, we got really lucky. We actually got some silver earlier, but we have a little bit of a perspective on what we want now. We're also going to make some cooked food, which is obviously more nutritious than regular food. And I definitely want to turn all this into titanium. And nowadays, I could probably hold my breath for like 30 seconds if I try. Then again, who knows? I haven't tried since the nose. Don't ask me to. I don't want to be out of breath on camera. Okay. Oh, I know, right? Kira, nice. So yeah, the next thing I like to go for is the repair. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do things a little bit differently. Because repair there, first of all, requires sulfur, which if you notice, we haven't actually found yet. There's also the builder. That's extremely important. We're not there yet. But we do want a knife. My niece got the knife immediately and went out trying to kill things. And I had to explain to her that you can't actually kill things in this game.
Following the massacre on Abraxas Prime, the knife remains the only exception. Calorie intake recommended.
Now, forgive me, I accidentally spoke a little bit over that. So, I mentioned terror.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Think about that. Think about that sentence for a second. That's how you do exposition right there. No joke. That's terrifying. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab this. We're gonna eat and drink.
Vital signs stabilizing.
At some point, we might turn off food and water. I don't know. It's just kind of there. But we have the fins, and we have the O2 tank. I believe, yep, that gives us now 75 seconds of underwaterness. Now, you might think, well, what's the point of the knife if you can't kill things? Oh, hang on. I thought it was that. Maybe this thing? Nope. Oh, it's... It's my sister. I wasn't expecting my sister, which is probably my fault, because I knew she was going to call today. But she's going to have to give me 5 seconds to get my speakers going, so I can actually hear her. There we go. Now, hopefully, I can hear my sister. Hi. So, as you can see, we can actually attack the tube and get resources from it. That's what I was trying to show off. Now, before I... Ah!
is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
I need copper, that's why. Running out of copper. Anyway, so for my... I am playing Subnautica. Which I don't remember if you've played. I know you've seen it, but I don't know if you've played it. Okay. Well, we just started. Oh yeah, it's funny because the premise of Factorio and Subnautica are very similar, even though the games are fundamentally completely different from each other. It's like, okay, I need copper to be able to build this wiring for this other thing. Oh god, please don't blow up on my face. Okay, he blew up on my face.
Sulfur is an essential.
It's okay, I got sulfur out of it. I like getting sulfur out of it. Oh god, sis, you should have seen it. Yes, it was worth it. It was worth the face blowing. Quote me on that. Die! Die! Ah, but you should have seen it. The game I just played is... No, okay. I love you dearly, sister. Yeah, notice you can harvest faster with a knife equipped. Wow, they really like to jump out of it, don't they? Okay, so we're gonna take a quick ship back. Here. Get an email. Make another battery. Hang on, how are we doing on inventory? We're not doing great on inventory. Let's pull those back, switch that over there. What am I missing? What am I missing? Computer chip and a wiring chip. So I need gold. Gold, copper, and silver is what I really need. There's other ways we can go, but that's where I'm going to go. We need gold, copper, and silver. So let's get rid of a couple of things for the moment. I'm tempted to make a chest. I almost never make chests, but, like, honestly, I'm getting a lot more crap than I thought I would this early on. Where do you find gold in the ocean? The same place you find copper, obviously. So I'm turn that into water, and then immediately drink it. Where's the chest? There it is. Let's just make a chest. They're cheap. We've got a lot of titanium right now. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna commit to it. Now I don't like these chests at all, even though I just made one. Oh god, it's dark. Oh god. Okay, okay. Ahem. Deploy. So there's our chest. Whoops. Hang on. Let's try that again. Deploy. There we go. It has very small inventory space. Hi, again. Okay. No. It was because I was playing a game with the worst interface and HUD design. One of the worst interface and HUD designs I've ever seen. And what I was going to say is I'm pretty sure you could make a better HUD and interface than that game right now. Like, if I just tasked you, if I plopped you down the computer and said, hey, design an interface, you would do a better job of it. That's true. I should probably get a scanner. Yeah, I should probably get my knife out, too. Good point. Yep. I mean, other than the coughing, why? Well, I'm not going to commit to it yet, because I am taking way too long to recover. But I'm mostly just worried about getting everybody else sick. I need titanium. I do like sharing, but, you know, limits, right? Okay.
Continued degradation of the
Sis says hello. She also says, you should never donate to me ever again, and that I'm terrible.
The scanner can be used to synthesize
I'm not saying that out loud.
technology and to record alien biological data.
No! She says, you should give him money because then he gives me money. See, now I gotta wait like 30 seconds to see if anybody reacts to that. Frenzler says, Zan, you need to stop being so mean to Lore. No. Alright, have a good evening. Wave thingy. Okay. Sis has made it a thing to start calling me every Thursday just to check up on me. Which I know sounds strange, but it's because I have not been doing well this last year. So, I appreciate the attempt at the mental health checkup. Notice we have lots of these mushrooms early on, by the way. So, something we've talked about before, especially when it comes to buildy games, is the concept of the bottleneck. Stardew Valley even had that, even though Stardew Valley wasn't quite a buildy game, it still kind of leaned that way in design. So, not every game uses the bottleneck design approach, but the whole idea behind it is X, Y, and Z are required to make something. X and Y are plentiful, Z is not. Now, there's a lot of reasons to do that, but the biggest and most obvious is to make it so that you, the developer, now can decide how and when they progress. Like, you can specifically design things the player is supposed to do to gain access to Z, to gain access to what is required in order to progress. You'll notice we've already run into a couple of resource limitations relatively early on, and there will be more later. One of them is sulfur, which is one of the biggest things we're running into. We're also going to have some issues getting gold. We technically have issues getting copper. We've gotten really lucky with copper. That's another bottleneck early on. But right now, sulfur, so I need sulfur, silver, and gold, and copper. That's my current goal. I'm trying not to pick up too much titanium, because my inventory is starting to get a little bit limited. Oh! I didn't know that was something that was backported. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, glass is going to be an issue, I'll tell you that much. There's going to be other stuff that are bottlenecks as we go. A single thing I enjoyed the most about this game? The sunrise! That's a lie. Wait, what? Where am I? Okay, no, that's right, that's right. Freaked me out for a second there. So, fragments... Don't let me forget about talking about fragments. Let me try to answer Euro's question first. Single favorite thing about this? Actually tough. Notice it saves progress, so it doesn't all have to be contiguous. Go away, puppy. Yeah, I'm not sure I could pin it down to one thing. I think I'm just going to go with the map. The tightly crafted, manually designed map is probably the thing that I gush about most in this game. Nope, don't go for the metal lore. Yeah, we'll see after I finish reviewing the game, because our review process has changed quite a bit over the years, and we are simultaneously pickier and give more positives for things. Just sort of a point. Wow. Yes, Innocence. If I had to pick one specific thing I love most about the map, it would be the... Game. There you go. It would be the game flow. The way that there's this big open map. I could go swim to a lot of places on this map right now, if I wanted to. The game is so naturally inclined towards certain flow, and I love it. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab the sulfur. I believe... Oh, quartz. That's actually good. Quartz means glass. But not what I was hoping for. I also should have more sulfur, because I just got attacked
30 seconds.
twice. Did I miss it? Ah, there it is, there it is. Copper. Copper's good, copper's good. Also a little low on health. That's okay, that's okay, everything's cool. We're all cool here. Yeah, that hurt a little. It's okay, it's okay. We do not have a health healing pack on us. Health is for wimps, as we all know. My niece hated the exploding fish so much. I don't blame her. The exploding fish suck. Now, if you've been paying attention, you notice how there's already a flow to the intro zone, right? Because if you think about it, the intro zone, the shallows, is actually two separate areas in terms of game design. So there's this. There's a decent amount of resources you get here. You can get food and water from the various fish and the specific one fish I can't remember the name of right now. The bladderfish, that's it. So those provide food and water. You also can get the resources you need for batteries and a decent amount of metal just lying around here. All of that's just out in the open. But in order to progress, you have to start digging into the little caves, for lack of a better way to call it.
Oxygen.
Yeah, give me a second. I wanted to grab this before I blew up. So I said I'd talk about blueprints.
Blueprint acquired.
The way blueprints work is, it's self-explanatory, so forgive me, but the idea is you have to scan X amount of fragments of an item before you can actually gain access to be able to craft it. Now, those blueprints are, it's part of that pseudo-random thing we talked about earlier. There's certain blueprint pieces will spawn in an area, and there will always be more blueprint pieces than you actually need. You know, we only need 2 blueprint pieces of the sea glider in order to be able to scan it, but there's probably like 8 or 10 lying around, right? This is all brilliant game design because it essentially prevents you from progressing past certain set points in the tech tree until you actually find the things, and that allows them to then place those things in specific areas or types of areas in order to ensure the ever-important flow. Hi, Neela Wayne. I am probably pronouncing your name terribly. Please apologies. Please apologize. Man, I can't talk today. I give up. Talking bad. No talkie go work life. Oh my god. I mean, all I do in my life is pronounce names wrong. That's just, I think that's my purpose in life. You know, everyone has their one thing that they're really good at. Oh yeah, true. Fragments also still give you titanium, so they're still valuable. That's a good point. Thank you. Yeah, apparently, Mike Tavano. Anyways, hi. I'm glad you liked the Dragon Age Origins video. I'm curious if you mean the first one or the second one. Just as a random curiosity. Okay, so. Nobody can pronounce names. Luray Runar? I mean, come on. Who does that? So anyways, we now have access to the Sea Glider, which is amazing and we're totally going to get, but we need a bunch of stuff. We're going to have to work on that. Right now, let's go ahead and get some inventory space back. Get our battery we're going to need, I think. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. Whatever, it's too late now. Let's cook some food. Let's just cook all the food, honestly, while we're here.
It is common for those accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too.
Another little bit of world building.
To cook small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
I need 1 gold, 2 copper, and 1 silver. I should probably write that down. 1 gold, 2 copper, 1 silver. That's my goal. That's my goal. But yeah, a little bit of world building there. People used to live off of cooking and eating things. Can you believe that? It's just wild. Just weird, really. No, they all eat nutrient paste. I mean, the food that comes with it is literally a nutrient block. Think about it. What do you mean, Genzalor? You mean just the stuff I've got in the set? No. I got a bunch of random stuff here. It's not random. Everything's very carefully manually crafted. But point remaining, there's a bunch of stuff there. Okay, so. There's a bunch of logs, all sorts of stuff we could scan here. There's a bunch of data logs about all sorts of things. Here's the thing and what it does and some gameplay stuff, but mostly this is just lore. This is just background lore. But we've also got that, which is kind of neat. Oh yeah, right. So let's show Zeiss what happens if we grab one of these, because we do actually want to do this. Holy crap! Is that a new feature? I'm actually curious, because I don't remember that being in the game. And I played with mods. That's a nice feature. I'm actually willing to jot that down under positive territory, because that is a very helpful feature. That's correct, Evo. Anybody remember when I scanned a Reaper? That was a thing. Listen, Evo, it's fine. It's fine. Everyone's bound to hear some voices every now and again when they're on their own, on an alien world struggling to survive. Yeah, so notice we're already starting to have issues because look how long it takes to get to the surface from how far out we are. No, we're not that far out. Yeah, so for those of you not aware, there's a gun you get much later. It's called the stasis gun. It's pretty much the only gun you get in the game. It does exactly what it sounds like. It freezes the enemy in place for a moment. So I had to aggro a Reaper, shoot it with the gun to freeze it, and then scan it. It was harrowing, I think is the word I want to use. Now you're probably thinking, that doesn't sound hard at all. Should probably mention that that gun in question... Oh, it's a time capsule. Is it mine? Don't forget the first time you are scared and the friends you've been with. Aww. It's not mine. So first of all, Reapers are actually narrow. So hitting them kind of sucks. Second of all, they move a lot. Third of all, the gun is a charge release. Now, if you don't understand what I mean by that, it means you have to hold down the button and then at a certain point in time, the shot will go out. You can't control the exact moment the shot goes out. It goes out when the charge finishes. So... harder to do than it sounds. Another blueprint fragment. Something Something I probably won't use too much of, but you never know. Never know. So, there's these wrecks. I believe they're literally called wrecks in the game files. Wrecks almost always have resources, useful resources, but also blueprint pieces. So you might see a wreck like that, you beeline it, especially once you have the scanner, aka the thing in my hand right now. So let's see what we can find. Listen, if we could scan the Reapers, we could have figured out their weaknesses like that. That's all I'm saying. Conventional victory was within our grasp. But unfortunately, we're playing Mass Effect and not Star Trek. Another grab trap. Okay, tallywags.
New blueprint acquired. New blueprint acquired.
How would Kirk handle the Reapers? We are your creators. And then they'd be like, oh, okay. And they'd go home. I'm being slightly facetious. Very slightly. Okay, so we're going to check out that area in a second. Interesting. I'll have to look into the air bladder. Alien feces. Okay, that's cool. That's terrible, actually. Go and eat really quick. Okay. I mean, think about V'ger and think about the Reapers. V'ger would make the Reapers blush. Like, sheesh. Keep finding quartz, which is eventually going to be great, but it's not what I want right now. Appreciate the quartz, really. That's a yes, Evo. Yeah, yes. We're gonna go with yes. Final answer. Start roaming back. No! No. Yeah, cocaine bear is a real thing. You can look it up. Hayata. Jeez, okay. It is the VOD number, specifically in Oceans. So let's go ahead and get that copper wire, which we are going to need. We still need the silver, and we still need the gold. So, what was the thing you said was actually worth a darn? Oh, the air bladder. Emergency flotation device. Chemical reaction produces lighter than air gas for faster buoyancy. Cocaine shark. Ah! You aren't on cocaine, right? Right? Okay, cool. Worrying me.
Congratulations, Survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
Thanks. Oh, excuse me. Let's go and make the glass. Because we were lucky enough to find some quartz.
Seek fluid intake.
Yeah. Data quack. So I, like, never use these. So we're just gonna drop the flares there. So there's an interesting little feature of Subnautica, which I'm only mentioning because it's interesting from a speedrunner perspective. If you drop items, they tend to stay where they are. With one very interesting exception. So this game, as with most games ever, does the thing where, you know, if you get out of range of something, it kind of deloads part of the map, because obviously you don't want to be loading the entire map simultaneously. That's just crazy, right? Here's the thing. When it deloads the map, it keeps the items there, but not the terrain. It also keeps the physics there. What that means is if you are precise enough in your interactions, what you can do is you could drop an item well underground, leave by quite a range, and then later on actually go back and find that item at the surface of the ocean because you dropped it there and it deloaded the terrain, so it rose up. Which speedrunners use to good effect, as you might imagine. Let's get rid of that. I'm about to die. Yep. We might actually die. We might finally see what happens when we run out of oxygen here. Maybe... No, we're good. Everything's cool.
Warning. Local radiation readings suggest the Aurora's drive core has reached critical state. Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
Oh, that's something I want to be very close to when that happens. This sounds like joy. I should probably mention the soundscape of this game is phenomenal. In fact, I'm going to shut up for a minute just so you can listen to it.
"30 seconds. Seek fluid intake immediately.
Did you notice there's a little pop-up indicating we haven't scanned something, by the way? When we mouse over something we haven't scanned, like that. Well, ask me again in about 2 in-game hours. Yeah, remember, we're still in the shallows. I've been pretty deliberate about not leaving the shallows yet.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Unfortunately, I really want to keep both of those for right now. Or eventually, really. Where's my chest? There it is. We can fit a couple things here. Let's get the glass in there. Leave that as is for right now. Tempted to make another chest. I mean, while I agree about the movie game thing, I'm very curious if the Mario movie is going to be worth a damn. What is that, 2 months from now? Something like that? Because so much of it looks terrible. Like, so many of the signs make me go, really? But at the same time, clearly a large amount of effort and creativity is going into it, which just kind of makes me go... Oh, music's firing up. I think we're here. Maybe? Not yet. Okay, we got a little bit. We got a little time. I have Yura. No. Water. Yeah, exactly. It looks boilerplate or template or bog standard. Except for the fact that there's some polish on display. Which, shrug, I suppose. All the water. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Accidentally. There we go. We can track more than one recipe at a time, though. That's good to know. Let's see. Other bonus things to draw.
Vital signs stabilizing.
I mean, it'd be nice if it was a great film, but I am not expecting that. We'll see. Let's see. Bonus things to draw for the Diablo rewrite. I've got it! A full-body portrait of the fighter from FF1. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if I got together with some of my friends and we all got drunk, I could do a better film than the Super Mario Brothers film from the 80s. I'm sorry, you mean so, like, when we switch to the next show, Dr. Winter? Of course you would like that, Uthor. I guess technically not really? I could. I'm not sure where I'd do such an announcement. Damn, that guy was determined. I'm not even mad.
Oxygen.
I mean, I've actually done a little bit of research on the making of the Super Mario Brothers film. That film was doomed. It was completely doomed from word go. It was never going to be a good film. No offense, Uthor. And that sucks, because actually, like, the premise of the setup for the film should have been an awesome film. And then it was doomed, and then Nintendo stepped away from making movies for 30 goddamn years because of how bad that experience was. And the best part is you can almost singularly put most of the blame on the two directors. Because they were awful to work. Everyone agrees they were just the worst to work with. And of course, they're the reason the film ended up being screwy, regardless of being terrible directors and awful to work with. Now, I'll figure something out, Dr. Twitter. I don't know. What have they been doing since then? Not that much! Were they like the directors of Nemesis? Kind of. The difference is the director of Nemesis was not a director and didn't want to be a director. That's disorienting. It's right there. The directors of the Mario Brothers films wanted to be directors. They just sucked at it. Like, imagine me trying to be a director and you've got an idea of how terrible they were. Maybe halfway. This is just for you, Zeiss. This is just for you. Mobile vehicle bay. Wasn't expecting to find that this early. Still looking for gold and silver. I mean, I'm joking. I'm actually an excellent director. But the point remains, they turbo suck. So, we'll see. I'll agree with the fact that you couldn't replicate the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'll also agree that you shouldn't. Oh, trust me. If I was to do a video room video? If I was to do a rumination on the Super Mario Bros. Film, it'd be a lamentation. I have roamed way too far. I am approaching a dangerous area. Now,
30 seconds.
Let's talk about game design once again here for just a second. You'll notice that even with the updated oxygen, the surface of the...
Scans suggest this biome supports extensive biodiversity and connects to a number of small cave networks.
You'll notice that this area is so far down from the surface of the ocean, from the air, that just being here is infeasible, except in very short bursts with how limited my oxygen is. So once again, naturally, just based on how it's designed, this is a place you're not really supposed to go until you have some other tools in your disposal. I am, of course, not really supposed to be here yet, so we're gonna roam this away. Still looking for gold and silver, just like in real life. Oh yeah, no thought was put into the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Salt. Salt is useful, but not what I wanted. Cartoony depictions of Japanese folklore demons, Mr. Red. I'm interested in the new one coming, Nero says. More info requested. New one what? Oh. I'm probably going to see it with my niece. Hi, Rama. Welcome to a game that's not as bad as the last one.
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome. Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
So, another thing this game does is until you get certain equipment, you actually drain oxygen faster at certain depths. In fact, we need to go surface right now. But we're not gonna. We're gonna stick it out. Ah, it was gold. It was worth it. It was worth it. Okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. It's gonna make it. It's okay. We're gonna make it.
Oxygen.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay. How much did I need? So I needed, hang on, I needed 1 gold. So now I need a silver. I'm gonna go ahead and poke down here because I saw, yeah, see it right there. What? I didn't get to see the detonation. Oh no! No, I want to see it! Quick! Quick!
The reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So,
For your convenience, the radiation suit has been under blueprint in August.
now the world state of the world has changed slightly. Yeah, obviously, radiation is now going to be a problem anytime you're near the damn thing. And we are going to actually have to build a radiation suit to actually explore the thing. There's a couple other details about that I'm going to save for now, but my point is, even if you've just been playing this game and randomly roaming about and doing stuff and interacting with things and just kind of not progressing, we have just been given our first quest. Now, I love a good quest log. I do, actually. I'm really big on good quest log and good quest design. But I do have to admit, I enjoy a good, properly organic quest. And what we just saw was an organic quest. Here's a recipe for a radiation suit. Ah, okay. No, I've been waiting to do that, rather specifically. Looks like a lot of quartz. Wait a second. White off. Alright, so I need someone to go destroy Zaloke for me, please. Okay, it's copper, which I do need.
Oxygen.
Yeah. Give me a second. This tunnel, by the way, is a great source of resources early on. Yeah, so you wouldn't know this, but you can't actually enter the Aurora before it explodes. Back off. Nope, back off. But now you can. But of course, now you're gonna need a radiation suit to get in there. I'm just gonna dump that. Quartz, we'll go and grab the quartz for now. I am gonna need quartz. Lots of it. Titanium, that's not great. Copper, that's not great. Quartz, that's not great. Really could use some gold. Or silver, actually, is the big thing I need. Silver. I hate to not loot all this stuff, but we're really short on inventory right now. We need to make a frickin' chest. Like a real chest. Copper. Titanium. This game does not have multiplayer unless you mod it, and the last I checked, which was pretty recently, it was last year. That mod is buggy as hell. Yeah, the mod is very unstable. It's very clearly trying to jury-rig something the game is not designed to do. Which, I mean, duh, I suppose. Hi, Shinizaga. Thank you for the sub. I will jot that down for Stellaris. Remember, you can put that to up to two other things if you'd like to. But either way, thank you. I was just showing off the Shinizaga sub earlier. Okay. So there's the radiation suit, which was require lead and fiber mesh. We're not there yet. What we need is a computer chip. And a wiring kit.
Acquired.
Habitat builder.
The Builder tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
We can also make bleach now. That'll be important later. We should name our first sub the Shinizaga. I like it. I like it. Whoa, what the? Buggy there. Eh. Okay, and then repair tool. So repair tool drains battery to do repairs, obvious.
LifePod secondary systems online. Running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
So the pod's functioning. We're not going to repair the radio just yet. But we are going to say hi to Saldir. Hi, Saldir. Drink some water. Eat some fish. Just decomposing. Yep, now we can just chill out and wait for our rescue. That's definitely coming. Alright, so. Let's start building our base, shall we? Now, last time I built a couple of bases. Actually, I built like 5. But I also started going hog wild with the building at a certain point. So, in the interest of review purposes, we're probably just going to go ahead and build a... Oh, it's definitely coming, Evo. We're probably just going to build something in the shallows, I think. There's a lot of places you can build. You remember when I built that one base over the gigantic plummet into hell? I remember that. Anyways, unfortunately it's dark, so I can't really see what I'm doing, and that sucks. Yeah, it's just hell. It's just hell. Oh my gosh. Absolutely, Evo. Wink. Alright, so. Let me think. So that's the base. That means over there is the forest. We're going to need a little bit of space to build. And I definitely don't want to build east of here, because that's insane. Let's not go towards the giant radioactive death hell. We're building our base. So let's see. Let's head this way. I think it should be this way. Gonna need to eat soon too. Oh, hang on. Gotta satisfy Zeiss there. Okay, there we go. Oh no, it's fine, Evo. It's fine. You worry too much. The Altera Corporation cares about its employees. That chasm terrified the snot out of me. I'm just thinking about it. It's just... Ugh. Okay, so there's the resource tunnel. We're going the right direction. See what I mean? And there's the forest. The villain of this game? Altera Corporation. Now, think about it. As the saying goes, welcome to my special hell. Kind of want it to be brighter, because I think this-ish is where I want to build. Nature. Evil, indifferent. What's the difference? Yeah, this looks about where I want to set up camp. Maybe. I'm still going to wait till it's daytime. It looks about right. Just watch that for a minute. Oh, you have no idea how lucky we got, Evo. I'm going to give something away. The only habitable spot on this completely ocean-covered planet is right here. There's a crater Okay? Like a giant underwater volcano. When I say giant, I mean like huge. That crater is the whole game area. Right? Outside the crater, not habitable. If we crash landed out there, we'd be dead. So we landed on the only habitable spot on this freaking planet. Yeah, ghost leviathans be out there. I'm not going to explain what a ghost leviathan is, because it's called a ghost leviathan. I only went out over the edge once, and I'm not going to do it again. Sorry. That terrified the ever-living snot out of me. Okay, so we got a little bit of light. Looks like over here? Yeah, over here. Let's do it over here. All right, so. Let's get some basics going on here. Really basic stuff. I can make a counter now. All right, so we need lead for that. That's not what I want. What I want is this. We'll just start small. We need quartz for a hatch? Seriously? Oh, jeez. Okay. 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 Oh my god, Eva. No, 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 no. Don't make me think about it too much. Oh god. Ooh, okay, yeah. Yeah, just... Ugh. I mean, the quartz leviathans. The ghost leviathans are terrifying in general, but honestly, going over the edge was more terrifying for me than the fact that it was filled with ghost leviathans. Adult ghost leviathans. Scanner detects multiple Leviathan-class life forms in this area. Are you sure that whatever you're doing here is worth it? What I did the moment I heard that message was turned the hell around. Immediately. Oh, you'll find out what's beyond the edge, Evo. Like, it's part of the story. It's part of the lore. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Salt. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh god, Dark Prince Revan. Okay, I'm gonna stop thinking about that. I'm gonna just stop thinking about that right now. Okay, okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. We're in the shallows, everything's safe. We're not gonna go into the portal into literal hell until later. We're definitely not going over the edge. Oh yeah, speaking of which, hey, we have the ability to scan ourselves. That's odd. Let's do that.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
Oh, okay. Good. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, I'm a little turned around. One of the first times I've been turned around. Okay, so I need to be here-ish, I think? There's something specific I'm looking for. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Quartz. Gonna need a bit of quartz. Yep, we've got a nice... What's going on with that guy?
Integrating new PDA data.
Well, whatever. Now, the best part is because I don't have access to making beacons yet, I couldn't drop a beacon where my base is. So I have to just find my base each time. Hey, Chemic. Thank you for the sub, as always. And I will jot that sucker down. The Alan Wake block. In a moment.
Seek fluid intake.
Wait, that's a thing, Evo? I'm told every day that, oh man, I can't wait to never interact with other people again, so I figured that'd be a good thing. Oh god, where'd I put my base? It's not over here, we're too far this way. Where did I put my base? Maybe I need to figure out how to make beacons happen. I feel like we're too far south. We should be this way. I mean, I'd go completely insane if I didn't have human contact. I should know. Yep, it's definitely dead, and it's not going to come get us, Shadow Machine. I mean, that's a very valid, sane response, Chemic. Nothing wrong with that. What really wigs me out is the people who say, yeah, no, this game doesn't bother me at all. I can only conclude one of two things. Either they're completely insane, or they're lying. Okay, I swore this was the general area. Still not seeing it. Oh my god. I lost my base! Everyone, I lost my base. Or lying, Evo. It's okay. We can accept that. I mean, I can build the one. All I've spent so far is titanium, so it's actually not the end of the world. Hello. No. No. Hey, Achilles War. What's going on? Sorry I'm having trouble keeping up with chat. This is one of those games where I'm using most of my eye to... I'm way too far out. To pay attention. So I'm having a little bit of a harder time keeping up with chat than I usually do. I do apologize. Well, there's the mobile vehicle bay. That'll be useful in a bit. I mean, this is the forest right here. There's one of those underground resource hives right there. It was also about 400 meters out, I remember that. So it should be this way anyways. Oh yeah, let's go to the Great Reef. Good idea! Ross just volunteered to go swim to the Great Reef without a sub.
Calorie intake recommended.
That's a good point. Let's go to the... So, one of the things that creeped me out the most in this game, probably I'd say the second most horrifying thing in this whole game for me, is the space behind the ship. Now, I said that last time, you know, after having explored over there. And someone popped into chat to say, why? There's nothing there. Exactly. The space behind the ship, and I'm not going over there, is sufficiently designed to be... you can't tell where this... Like, right now I can see where the surface of the water is. But when you're behind the ship, you can't tell where the surface of the water is. You also can't tell where the floor is. You are in an infinite abyss in all directions. And you can't see more than 10 feet in front of your face. By the way, Reapers are back there too. That terrified the snot out of me. I have been scuba diving. Twice? 3 times, excuse me. No, Roxy. I'm not gonna show it off, Loki. You can go check the VOD. You can, there's actually a one of my most watched
vital signs stabilizing.
highlights, or whatever the hell they're called, ever on Twitch, is me exploring behind there. And yeah, the first time I ever encountered a Reaper was back there too. Yeah, trust me, that sound is burned into my brain. Okay. We're going to change our plan slightly. We're going to build a barracks to build a starport, which is an analogy I'm not going to explain. It's kind of self-explanatory anyways. Whoops. Do you like the person that invited you, though? That's kind of the real question.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production.
Yeah, so we're not actually producing oxygen in here right now. So we can't just stand here. I recommend running around and just hugging people, Evo. Lick the eyeballs, that's a big thing that people do, I guess. I don't know. I need 1 more quartz. And... yeah, bring lots of mayonnaise. Bring all the mayonnaise and just be like, hey, I brought mayonnaise. Thanks. What I really want, though, what I really, really want is that. So I need to pull some of my titanium out. Of which I have several. Sorry, I keep hitting escape to back off. That's my opinion. That's my fault. This is literally, I'm just making a base to have a storage. I'm making a bank. So I can have real storage space. Okay, so let's just dump all of this crap, except for my gear. Just get rid of all of this nonsense. Get out of here, get out of here. Okay, inventory space. Sweet inventory space.
Oxygen.
Actually, I'll leave that in there, I think. Excuse me. Yeah, one of the things I like to say is pushing your boundaries is generally a good thing, but what people and fiction tend to forget is that there really should be limits to how far you're willing to push your boundaries. So if that's too much of a push, Evo, well, then that's too much of a push. If it's not, then it's not. That really is all there is to that. I need quartz. I need a lot of quartz, actually. Yeah, how many of you have ever heard someone say something to the effect of, "Oh, thank God for the COVID, because I now have an excuse to not go interact with people in person." I am not one of those people, but then again, I'm a social weirdo, so hell do I know. Ah, there we go. I got rid of my knife on accident. I was wondering. Okay, so we have a bank. Just looking at what we can make right now. Every 30 minutes you get a health kit. That's what how that works. I was actually wondering about the exact timer. All right. That's in the replicator or fabricator, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I have much less issues talking to someone in person than on the phone. And I'm a fairly social person. I still have less issues talking in person. Phone talking is just, unless it's somebody I'm really comfortable with. I mean, yeah, no, that's kind of exactly what I was saying, Mr. Red. I love how hard to see the chest is here. Okay, so nothing in there. Yeah, the first time Bragwin played D&D with me, I had to constantly be like, Bragwin, what would you like to do? Poke, 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 poke. I just kept poking her. Poke, 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 poke. And then later in bed, too, obviously, but that's a different thing. Okay, so let's make our titanium. And let's go ahead and make the battery. Yep. So we can make our power cell. Figure out what that's useful for at some point. I'm joking. I've never met Bragman in real life. I can joke like that with her, because, you know, we're friends. I don't need to track that anymore. Don't need to track that or that. Okay. Why can I not... Hold up, hold up. Sorry, I meant to check something else. Sorry, sorry. It's going to be a deployable... Beacon! Oh, I don't have the recipe for the beacon yet. Need to make one of those soon, too. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I've never met Pax. I've known him since 1999. Feel better, Evo. Or us. I would legitimately call Pax one of my best friends, and, you know, I trust him more than most people, including a lot of my biological family, which I guess isn't saying much, but still. Never met him. Oh my god. See, I can't stay hydrated. It's all seawater. It's working against me, I tell you. It looks like I already cleared this one out.
30 seconds.
I think some resources respawn. I actually don't remember. God, I don't remember some of the nitty-gritty specifics of this game. I got a knife. Yeah, that's what I thought in Oceans, but I hate to say something when I'm not sure. So instead I say it in that kind of vague, kind of way. I think this is how this works. Pretty sure this program will run up. Nope, okay. Pretty sure I already cleaned that out, too. Really, Zalok? Okay, real talk? I thought you forgot about that. I've already been down there. See you around, Mr. Red. Yeah, let's hit refresh here. Ooh! Attacked by someone. Go away. Go away. Listen, we need to show you've taken damage. It's very important. I do not blame you, Melodel. Not at all. Like, I haven't even left the shallows, really, and I'm already having a couple of issues. Like with Schism Navigator. Like, just... Have you tried navigating over the Schism in this game? Oh. Terrifying. Now, that sounds like it's a joke, and that's because it's not a schism, it's a chasm. But if you know the chasm in this game, you know what I'm talking about. And oh my god. Oh, that chasm is just the worst. So I don't remember if we've checked out this wreck or not, so we're gonna go check it. And then I'm going to properly say thank you to Schism Navigator. I'm not dying of death breath. Up. Hello. It's just titanium. I mean, it's titanium, so that's something, but... not what I was looking for. Still, that indicates I haven't finished this area yet. Beacons! About frickin' time.
New blueprint acquired.
Alright, so how do I do this, Zalok? How do I fix the thing? I've never been to Croatia. I've barely been out of the country I live in. Just barely. So, for all intents and purposes, I've never left the United States. The most I've ever left the United States was going to Hawaii. Oh, right. Obviously, I need a new version of the stupid. Ah. Thank you, Schism Navigator. I do always appreciate those subs. If you would like to put that towards something, please let me know. I did actually go diving in Maui. It was a lot of fun. More submarines. Okay, I'll put that towards dealer's choice. Unless you can think of something. Because if you can't... Oh, hello. Hate those things. I mean, I still don't think that's even a feasible thing to do, Zalo. I think it's impossible. And therefore, I should not consider it.
Be advised, a common complication for cave divers is loss of orientation, followed by eventual asphyxiation.
Thanks! Thanks for that. Fine, just for Zeiss, just for Zeiss. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, I'm wasting oxygen here, come on. There.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Got a lot of good stuff, though. Why are we over here? Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I actually saw some sharks when I was diving, and I was more scared of them than I'd like to admit. But in my defense, I was 7. So. Do I play any TTRPGs? Help me out here. Too many acronyms. Good sources on learning about StarCraft lore. My lore run. Now that sounds like a joke. It really isn't. The wiki isn't great. It's not bad, I've seen worse. But it's not very well organized, and if you want to just learn, like just browse, not a great source. So, tabletop RPGs, right. So... So right now, I am playing in a 5th edition campaign. But as far as otherwise, I usually prefer to play in my own personal rule set. I do love playing P&P though. I've been playing P&P since I was really young. I'd have to actually put real thought into figuring out how young I was when I first started. I've played Chainmail. Let me just put it that way. Ah, screw hippos. Death to hippos. Hey, look, I found my second... One of these days I'm going to find my first base. Yeah, hippos are terrifying. I agree with that sentence. I don't know if I'd say it's far older than me, but yes, chainmail does predate me. Obviously. Whoops. Ain't that old. Yet. That would be funny, Kemek. Games coming out this year I'm looking forward to. I get that question weirdly often, and I don't mean that as a negative thing. I'm just not used to that question. I don't think that way anymore. I haven't thought that way in a long time. Nowadays, I tend to think of it in terms of, what am I streaming? So if you ask me what games I'm looking forward to streaming, I could answer that, but I don't know what's coming out this year. I think it has, Loner. Thank you, Wonder Soul. Always appreciate. If you want to put that towards something, please let me know. Thank you. Oh yeah, I guess Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 comes out this year. We'll see if that's any good. Starfield. I am unironically excited for Starfield. FF16, zero anticipation on that one. Cyberpunk's getting an expansion pack. I'll care about that when it's funded. Homeworld 3, I have no hope for Homeworld 3. It would be nice if it's awesome, but I have no hope for Homeworld 3. Yeah, I know, radiation detected. Yeah, that's what happens if you get too close to the ship, by the way. And it's just a giant sphere of death. You have to have your radiation suit on for that. Why no hope? No, Deserts of Karak I did enjoy. It's just... everything about Homeworld 3's development over the last, what's it been, 7 years now? Has not been indicative. Like, it's been bad. It's been bad. It's not great. So, if it's good, great! I'll believe it when I see it. Dune Awakening? I don't even know what that is. Shows how out of loop I am. Oh yeah, Jedi Survivor's coming out. I'll care about that when it's funded. Avatar game? Really don't care about that. I've never liked the Avatar series. Sea of Stars? I am actually a backer of that, but that's also in the I'll care about it when it comes out territory. Yes, Von Falkenstein. The Star Trek Telltale game I am more curious about than anything else.
Will increase your effective exploration range. For your safety, please pack supplies for long journeys and stay within 5 kilometers of the nearest life pod or habitat.
God, I hope not, Sean. Yes, Nilawame. Or Nilawame. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, inventory's full. Diablo 4? Well, that's probably a thing. I mean, Dragonflight's been good, but, yeah, we'll see. Dragon Age 4? No hope on that one. Yeah, let me make sure I'm going the right way. I am not. Yep, that's what I thought. Let's just say, this doesn't feel right. Mass Effect 4? No hope. I mean, I shouldn't say no hope. That's inaccurate. Please forgive me. Negative hope. Because there's a difference. Some things it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to be good. Some things it's like, yeah, that's definitely not going to be good. And I have negative hope about Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect 5. Like, that's... yeah, we'll see. Control 2? Curious. Especially since Alan Wake 2 is coming out. Ghost Trick on the Switch does not count. That is a port. Happy about it, but... doesn't really count. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so hang on. There we go. actually swap these. Let's do, or sorry, let's do this. So I don't think we can make anything yet, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, literally can't make anything. That's cool. That's cool. Silk Song will come out when it's ready. I mean, Ghost Trick's an awesome game that I highly recommend. Legit. It's a puzzle game. It's a light puzzle game. Very well written puzzle game. So this is what happens when you die. What'd I lose? I didn't lose anything super relevant, but that still sucks. Was I? Hey, Ojunix. I absolutely refuse to dance for you, but I'll give you a brofist. Brofist. As always, thank you for the sub, and if you want to put that towards something, please let me know. Yeah, death count 1. We should probably be keeping track. It's probably going to be a number. Persona 4 Golden, you got it. Nah, no stabs. I do, of course, offer donuts. Okay, so I was there. Yeah, gotta hydrate. That's actually not a bad idea. Oh yeah, let's do this at night. This is a great idea. 10? 10 donuts? Man, I can't even eat one nowadays. So this is the Sea Glider. Now this is fascinating for several reasons. First of all, it is a faster method of travel, obviously. It's also a personal method of travel. So this is the, I guess, smallest is the way I want to call this. This is the smallest thing you could use to get around. So you can go into really tiny crevasses and areas and stuff like that with this dinky little thing, which is awesome. The downside is this is it for speed, but this is the first thing that's really going to increase our effective range, as it's already mentioned. Also, it gives us this. This is our first real insight into the world around us. Yep. Sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Going the wrong way. Keep doing that. It's also got a flashlight on it. Both the flashlight and the map drain power. Power does have to be replenished, and right now I don't have a really great source of power because I'm going to need copper for power. So we're going to try to keep power usage to a minimum for the time being. We are, however, going to say thank you to Night Forager. Thank you, Night Forager, very much, as always. Turn on the map briefly just to see where we are.
Oxygen.
Be a dolphin for a second. There we go. Thank you, Night Forager. If you want to put that towards something real, please let me know. See, I don't agree with that Sub-Zero, but then again, I am crazy and insane. One of the things I like to do with the map on the Night Forager, the map on the Sea Glide, is I like to go ahead and, like, ignoring the obvious fact that it gives me a little bit of terrain idea of what's around me, it's useful for helping to find caves and stuff. Because you can see down and in, like over there, I can actually see there's a cave right over here, for example. There. Unfortunately, it is nighttime, so and then that sucks. Thankfully, this isn't Grounded or Valheim, where nighttime is eternal. Do I have any fear that Tears of the Kingdom won't be good? There's never been a bad Zelda game. Now, I look forward to the Zelda block proving me wrong on that, but I'm willing to say that sentence right now. There's never been a bad Zelda game. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill here for a minute. Let's actually do this. Oh, wow, Gimmick. I didn't know that. Yeah, everyone makes that joke, so look, and they're always wrong. There's never been a bad Zelda game. Actually, I would say Zelda 1 is probably the closest one to being a bad Zelda game, but we'll see when we get there. I look forward to it, like I said. Yeah, exactly, vulgarity. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Metroid 1 isn't really all that great of a game. We'll see if it actually hangs that way when we get to the Metroid block. Because it's actually been a while since I've played Metroid 1. I played Zelda 1 semi-recently. I did it for the Then and Now series we did a bit ago. A few years ago. I mean, NES, Sabacon, there's not really a lot of other options there. Those are games I have not played, Sub-Zero. Funny, so you ever wonder why the Then and Now series stopped? It's because of Earthbound. Now I want to be clear. No judgment, no negativity, no nothing. But Third really didn't like doing the Then and Now series. You know, he obviously had a full-time job, and it was just kind of a, you know, a for-fun thing he was doing with a friend of his. And for me, it was content. It was something I relied on to eat. So, going through Earthbound was kind of the final straw on that one. It was like, okay, look, I need to stop doing this. I was like, yep, no, I don't blame you. I have no idea what I haven't even thought about it, honestly. Whoops. It's still there. Okay, good. Oh yeah, Third's doing fine. We just did a stream for him. It got a negative 14.09, I want to say, on the golden number. Which is, pretty bad. That's a pretty bad ranking. Actually, I'm going to play all 3 Metroid 2's Shadow Machine. Bunch of eggs. Too bad I don't have a bioreactor yet. Oh my god! Well, hang on. So now we have something right there, so we can find it in the future. She specifically made that thing, just in case I found my base. Okay, well, since we've made it. Oh, wrong thing. I need this. First and foremost, we need a window, which means we need titanium. We don't have titanium. Oh, jeez. Okay. Ganondorf. I mean, they even look exactly the same. Pretty sure Michael Dorn has actually played Ganondorf before, too. Grab some of these, don't mind me. I think we're going to try and focus on getting a fabricator here soon. Just going to take... table coral sample and gold. Ugh, okay. Well, let's make sure that we can enter the base first. Nope, we still can't enter the base. Cool. We need one more titanium. Yeah. And down. No, we did die to something stupid, Unix. Does that count? See what I mean, though? You can take this thing down into caves and whatnot. It's great. Gold! That's some luck. Okay, fine. Listen, can I have some of my gold back, Sice? I literally need it to live.
30 seconds.
What's a mesmer? Oh, jeez, I shouldn't be around a mesmer. Up. The other useful thing about this allows you to get to the surface quicker. So, it's not just that you can get around quicker, you can literally go deeper. Although you're still kind of limited by that 100-meter marker thing I already mentioned. Here's what I mean, though. So you can see the cave structure like that. That's what I tend to use the map for right there. So let's go talk to a mesmer.
Your primary directive to swim closer to that beautiful creature.
Yep, okay.
Swim closer now.
So that's a mesmer. That's what mesmers do. It's kind of exactly what it says on the tin.
30 seconds.
Uh-oh. Yes. You can also find out what we're playing next by typing !next into chat. And it'll be like, hey, and there's your next thing. Maybe eventually that'll actually pump out the specific thing that's next instead of giving you the page, but, you know. That might be the realm of insanity science. That is correct, DJT. It's one of the ads. I talked about that during the Ganondorf trilogy lore run, which I highly recommend. Plug. Okay, so now I need titanium. I also need food, so we're gonna do a reconnoiter here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so let's head back to base. The other base. The fully equipped base. It's okay, it's not that much of a trip now when I know where I'm going. Need to go fishing anyways. Get back here! Get back here! Get back here! Nom. Oh, my inventory's full. Alright, so first and foremost, let's get some food and water going. But I'm so hungry, Ozunix. This is apparently protein rich.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Yeah, let's do one more. Over here. Okay. Turn these into metal. Listen, metal is delicious, Paranoid Android. And I'm definitely a human person and not a robot, okay? Alright, so... while we're here, let's undo... Should probably make one of these while I'm at it. There we go. That should do for now. I guess you got me. Off and wrong.
Emergency power only.
Soong has
Oxygen
finally met his
production
match.
offline.
I don't think I need any of this right now. Oh, nope. I'm gonna need... those are glass, though. I don't need glass. Let's put those in here. And... don't need the salt for right now. Might need the copper. Definitely gonna need that. Alright, let's go. I was actually thinking about negatives. Anybody come up with a negative so far for what we've currently encountered? Because I can't. Too much water. What am I, IGN? No map. Buggy launch. I remember the launch of this game. I wasn't there for that. Can I help you?
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Alright, I should probably put the solar panel outside. Get some power going. Could you stop killing me, please?
Power restored. All primary systems online.
So then I died. Really? Okay. Where am I? Pull strength is now 7. Always helpful. Hey, Golvag. 8 of them, Golvag. I'm sure they're enjoying their time. As you do. Alright, so now I need a locker, which I can make right now. Which I'm going to do. Right here. No. Completely different mentality. We're going to do it right here. Okay. Just gonna put the rubber in for now. I do want a fabricator here, obviously, but I'm gonna need a table coral sample, which I think I have the other base. So let's do a little bit of rejiggering. Ah. I could see the exploding fish being approaching a negative. It's probably as close as we're getting to a negative so far. I'll jot it down. As I say, early game is much better crafted than late game. We're not even at the grind spot yet, and there is a grind spot in this game. I'm also fighting the timer a little bit. Because the last thing I want is to run out of battery when I haven't gotten that going yet. Do I have... I do.
Oxygen.
I have currently not fixed the radio on purpose. Look at myself settled. Here, there. There we go. Okay. Yeah, games like this, I've actually talked about this before because this has come up in other games. Some people think that you need to have super terrifying consequences to be afraid of consequences. I don't agree with that personally. I can see why people think that, I just don't agree personally. Oh, I need gold. Right, I do not have gold. Well, that's a problem. No, I have 0 gold. Wait, no, I do have 1. There it is. Damn it! Nice! Why would you do this to me? Don't answer that question. To finish my thought process, though, I don't mind not having severe consequences, because I could still get into it, right? Like, this came up specifically, we were playing a stealth game, and the consequence for failure in that stealth game was nothing. You just reload and try it over again. But that in no way diminished for me the tension of trying to stay stealth through the mission. I don't know how else to explain that. I know it's just a me thing. But I was still completely into it. Same thing here. I'm completely into this game, even though really there's not really much of a penalty for failure on display. Okay, so I need... just make one of those then. Looks like I'm gonna need silver and some glass. I have glass. I mean, there are games like that. That's what hardcore mode is. Thank you, the Maestro. Always appreciate those subs. And if you want to put it towards something, please let me know. Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you got it. I do not remember why they called it Iron Man mode originally, no. I have some silver. And I've got some glass, holy crap. I can just make that, let's do it. Let's get the high capacity O2 tank going on. Well, the next is the rebreather, which is going to be even better, but we're not there yet. We need mesh for that. Oh, we could do mesh right now, though. So what do we need for this? Silver. Okay. Go out into the infinite abyss here, like you do. Yeah, that's not terrifying. Just pop that, because I accidentally made an extra one. Run back inside. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. Okay. So I need a bunch of stuff. I need silver. That's what I really need. 2 silver. Did they mod it? Or mod it? Did they patch it so that the music plays more often? If so, I actually like that quite a bit. Don't mistake me, the soundscape is nice and all, but... yeah, that's just death. That's death. That's death. Don't mind me. I'm not here. Gold. Not what I wanted, but cool. That's also another thing. So going back into penalty for failure concept for a second. Obviously, some games have very high penalty for failure. Some games have very low penalty for failure. There's obviously some gradient there too. But then some games have that happen. Some games try to allow you to... okay, I need to get out of here apparently. Some games allow you to keep going even if you fail. You just lose out on something. Just kind of that gradient, I think. Oh, well, okay, so you lose some resources, or you lose an achievement, or you lose a bonus objective, or you lose an extra cutscene, or whatever, right? There's several games that pull that kind of gradient penalty for failure, and if I'm being honest, those are probably the best at that kind of thing. The best overall design, I mean. I need to make one of these. I also need one more silver. I wanted to pause anyways. Let's see. Let's dump off some of this stuff so I don't lose it. We're just that good, Paranoid Android. I could try this way. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yep, using those psychic powers like you do. It's okay, it's science fiction. Science fiction always has psychic ability for some reason. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I'll take it all.
Calorie intake recommended.
Of course, Elder. I mean, you don't have to tell me.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
It's not mandatory. Let's go ahead and get the circuitry. Then the rebreather. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, that allows us to dive deeper without having the oxygen penalty. Ooh. Let me get some food. I haven't scanned those yet. I haven't scanned a simple boomerang yet. What the hell? Come on. Come here, delicious food. I wish to consume you. Nom, 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 nom. Probably should get some water while we're here. Ugh, do I have to wait, Night Forager? Hey, world's best pants. Oh, thank you. As always. I'll put it towards all the XCOMs. All of them. Whatever's left on the list. I'm not even sure what's left on the list right now. For XCOMs. I'd have to check. Drink. Okay. So we have a high-capacity tank. We've got the rebreather, which allows us to go deeper. We've got the Sea Glide. Oh, alright. We are officially at a point where we could start explorinating. That's up to you, Saldir. But, I mean, my answer is going to be yes, across the board. But if you don't tell me, so help you. Just making sure. Oh, I need to make that at some point. I can actually make the radiation suit right now and hit the ship if I wanted to. Yeah, food and water is kind of ancillary. If someone was to play this game without food and water, honestly, the game doesn't really change all that much. I don't know if you can finish the game without the radio. I probably should get the radiation suit going, though. So I need 4. Oh, God, I have to go into the ship. The ship is... well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Excellent. I'll put it all towards Chimera Squadron then, Paranoid. Thank you. Yeah, see, I don't think you actually need to build the radio, no. I could be wrong. Okay. We now have the radiation suit. And the radiation gloves. We should probably put on the radiation helmet and not our rebreather. Oh, jeez. Okay. Cool. I mean, it's an excellent guide, and we will be talking about it at some point, I swear. Just not there yet, that's all. Gear in here. We're pretty small, relatively speaking. Lithe is probably the word I'd use. You fish stand there. I mean, the game... Excuse me. The game does give you hints and directions, but most of those come from the radio, which I've gone out of my way to not unlock. So a lot of what I've been doing has been from memory. So we have the suit, and we have it on. Let's head to the ship. A little nervous. A little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I should do? That's a good idea. One moment. I'm not doing well. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta vary my routine up. Yeah, the ship is immediately next to two places I don't want to go to. I was just poking fun. I've heard a lot of people were disappointed by Chimera Squad. I obviously haven't played it. Big shelf off. Heading off into that area. We're definitely not going there yet. Almost out of power on this thing. Yeah, we crashed someplace super safe. The ship, not so much. We are still currently in a safer place than the ship is. So. A lot of wreckage over here. Decent source of metal, especially early on. Supply crate. Yep, I'll take that. So we're gonna show something off, just really quick, okay? Does that sound cool? Everyone cool with that? Let's take a couple of things here. Avoid the sharks. Sharks aren't our friends. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. There we go. That will be useful for later. Not going to go hog wild on looting yet because we need to save room for when we get into the ship. There's plenty of resources over by the ship. It's just the spot we're in right now we can't even access without the radiation suit. Got a lot of resources we're just going to let sit there for a minute. Notice the music stopped.
New blueprint acquired.
So you see that? That's the desert over there. And that up there is, I think it's called the mountain. That's a place we don't want to go.
Oxygen.
That was the first time I heard it, right there. Pretty distant.
Preparing the day's water ration ahead of time will help ensure against dehydration and eventual death.
So yeah, we're gonna be...
Life form readings in this region are sparse. The Aurora's radioactive fallout will have devastating effects on the alien ecosystem if not contained within the next 24 hours.
There he is. Right there. I am way too tense for this. Just...
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency.
Okay. I'm okay. Need to get through this rubble of hell. Sure, I can just go through here, right? Oh, no, I can't. I'm gonna get some air, is what we're gonna do. Grab some air. To my knowledge, no, Melodol. you have to go way over here. They really want you to actually drift into the unsafe territory to get into this ship. There we go. Once we've made it here, we're actually kind of safe, believe it or not. Whew, okay, okay. I mean, we're safe from, you know, the things that are out there. We've got other stuff to worry about. Like where the surface is? Hello? This is new. Okay. Okay, they're not head crabs. Maybe. Hi, Wolfie. Ah! Oh god! Wolfie's trying to get me killed. Oh god, this is just because of my turn negative review, isn't it? Oh god, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Stay away. They're still not head crabs. No, no, no. Okay. Hi, Wolfie's cat. So this is one of those parts of the game that I always have issues with, because this is absolutely goddamn terrifying. From a gameplay perspective, there's actually not a lot you can do to screw this section up. I mean, you could die, but... like... you're on a ship, partially submerged in water, that's already blown up and is falling apart and creaking around you. That's just terrifying. You know? I don't know, maybe that's just me. Ugh. Oh yeah, and the water's death. Like, imagine being trapped in a ship that's sinking underwater. Yeah. Those are leaking radiation at a prodigious rate.
New blueprint acquired.
What's the crouch button? Is there a crouch button? There's no crouch button. Do I need the cannon for this? It's been too long. I don't remember. Oh, I'm also not feeling well all of a sudden. I mean, they did just shove propulsion cannon stuff at me. So that's entirely feasible. That means I need to go... I gotta go all the way back to the base. That's it. Okay. Okay, let's go back. At night. Through this nonsense. So apparently a second way... where's the second way in? God. Mm. Actually, I hate to do this. I think I'm going to cut off stream. I am just not doing well for some strange reason. So we're going to go and save here. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Figure out what's going on with this. See you guys.